Uncensored. Welcome to Hauntoverse Uncut.
Good evening, Scare Warriors, and welcome to Hauntoverse. Ladies and gents, we got a huge announcement, maybe the biggest announcement that we've all been waiting for the entire year. Yes, folks, Ghostbusters is official for Halloween Horror Nights 2019 in both Hollywood and Orlando. We're both getting it. Guys, this is one that we've been speculating on. I got to the point where I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But we are going all in on this. So what are some of your initial thoughts here? Oh, I should say we got the Maverick Rob Dole is with us here tonight. Mr. Ghostbuster tonight. We'll call him Slimer for the rest of the evening. And then Brian Bass.
No,
don't hit that copyrighted music.
YouTube, we're sorry. I'm sorry, YouTube.
I just hit the wrong arm.
So Brian Bass also here, Mr. HHN himself is here for the evening. Oh wow, 2 people here, 3 people here. This is crazy. Brian, why don't you start with some of your thoughts here?
So many thoughts, Andy. Like you said, it's been will they, won't they, for a very long time. And now let's just like a little bit of history. This kind of came out of nowhere this year for me. The very first time I heard the rumor that Ghostbusters was coming, I kind of laughed it off, honestly. It made no sense contextually of what this year was supposed to be in terms of things from last year, hints from last year, because that's a big title. Let's talk about the size of that title. Take Stranger Things away, it's like Poltergeist last year. This is the main attraction. This is massive, and we're getting it, halfway through July? The event is in less than 2 months, and they announced, in my opinion, the biggest name they could for this event. I'm ecstatic. I can't wait. I honestly lost faith. When we didn't have it last month, I for sure thought it wasn't happening. I was like, all right, Ghostbusters was a pipe dream. Somebody misheard. They were going to rumor something. Maybe we're getting it for year 30. I had to see it back at Universal. I mean, the promo just fulfilled everything I needed. And I've got nothing but great things to say. I know there's people kind of like crying about this for some reason. I don't get it. I honestly don't. But I want to throw it to the main man himself, the biggest fan. Let's talk about the weight of this announcement for the one and only Rob Dole. Rob, what does Ghostbusters at Halloween Horror Nights mean for you?
Well, it's getting me to go. I haven't gone.
I almost spit my drink out. You're actually going back to Horror Nights.
Yeah, it's been, I think I counted about 16, 17 years since I've gone.
Lord.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a different
Ghostbusters.
topic. I'm not going to touch it. Why Ghostbusters? Why is this what's getting you back, Joel?
It's it's been a childhood franchise for me. I've grown up watching Ghostbusters. From the movies to the cartoon, Real Ghostbusters. I'm a big fan, obviously.
Now wait, here's a question. I have to ask the question. Are you also a big fan of the original Real Ghostbusters with the monkey?
Mm-hmm.
What do you?
Yes.
What? No.
No,
What?
no. The original Ghostbusters. They were Ghostbusters, but they had a
I know what
monkey.
you're talking about.
Wait a minute. I thought that's what this house was based on.
Oh my gosh, Andy. So now are you less interested?
What?
No monkey.
No monkey? It's Universal Studios. How do you not have a monkey?
Here's what you can do.
Studios.
You can walk yourself over to Islands of Adventure, see a giant monkey on King Kong, all right?
Oh, yeah, Andy loves the giant monkey.
We're talking about the OPOG Ghostbusters, okay?
The good Ghostbusters.
The good Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the actual
So the ones with all the girls in it, right?
Oh, my gosh. Hey, look.
I'm not touching that.
I will, because I'm going to be out honest. That theme song was better than the original. Fall Out Boy, Hollow.
Stop.
Oh, God.
Stop.
I can't wait to hear that in the house. Nothing scarier.
And so let's jump right to the controversy here, because the controversy is that Ghostbusters is not horror. That's so we're on all the message boards. And that seems to be the major topic here of Ghostbusters isn't horror. Ghostbusters is too light. It's comedy.
Yeah.
But I fall back, one, I think it's ridiculous because I think you're going to open up a whole lot more people to this content. That if you keep doing your Freddy's, your Jasons, your Texas Chainsaw Massacres, you're only appealing to a small segment of people who love horror like that. And Horror Nights has done a great job appealing to those people. There are plenty of other houses here already announced that appeal to those people.
Correct.
But like my thing is, and we talked about this last year, Brian, if you're offended by Ghostbusters, why are you not also offended by Stranger Things?
Correct. That was my biggest argument last year with Stranger Things. I argued up and down that season 1 doesn't make sense as a house, and it doesn't have a place at Horror Nights. They changed my mind. I loved the house. I loved what it did for the event.
But the house itself was not really horror-ish either.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was telling a story. You had jump scares. You had the Demogorgon. What is it called?
Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon. Sorry, the Demogorgon. I guess I have to watch that show all of a sudden. So you have all these things there, and they tried to make it scary at different points. But I think of the scene with 11 in the snow where she's got her hand out. Yeah. That's not scary. That's just telling me a story. You got guys walking around in hazmat suits. Yeah. That's not traditional horror either.
What about Ash versus the Evil Dead? Is that the same thing?
I think Ash and Evil Dead is close. It's comedy, yes.
Yeah, it's comedy.
But it's closer to horror than either of those two things are. Because you actually have real monsters and blood and gore, especially if you take it.
Ghostbusters has real scary crap in it.
There's the dog. I hated the dog, dude. The demon dog terrified me.
There's a lot of stuff that scares the crap out of you and that
movie. It is funny, yes, but it is also. I hate that controversy. I think it's dumb because of the stuff we've seen at Horror Nights in the past. If you're going to take that argument, which there's a fighting chance for it, you have to lump other stuff in there with it too.
Like everything that was at the Islands of Adventure haunts, like when you had the Maximum Carnage haunt, like come on, like that's not horror.
Let's go back to the Kane and Undertaker house, right? Like
over at Hollywood did that one. Yeah, Hollywood did freaking Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Correct. Yeah. No, that's a dumb argument in my opinion. And to counter that opinion, it's not scary, it's not funny. Once upon a time, Orlando did a house that they're actually doing in Hollywood this year, Holiday of Horrors, where they took every holiday, those who know me know this story, and they made it scary. And if you ever doubted Universal and the creative team to make something scary, you can walk through that house, and Arbor Day, a holiday that half of Americans probably don't even know about, was in a haunted house, and it created an amazing jump scare. I don't care what content they choose at this point. They can make it work.
Well, didn't they explain it? Didn't they explain it on Twitter? Like they explained what Ghostbusters was going to be. They even said what the scenes were, and then they said they'll throw in some jump scares. I mean, you're still going to get everything that comes with the with the houses. It's the same stuff.
I would argue that Ghostbusters has a better chance of being scary and a better fit for Halloween Horror Nights than Stranger Things did. Season 1 particularly, because Ghostbusters, what's in the name? Ghosts. What do they fight? Ghosts, the library ghosts, all of these things. Let's look at Poltergeist last year. They strayed away from the initial story and took a little bit of creative freedom, right? Just imagine that with some of the ghosts and some of the creatures that the guys came across, and they're jumping out at you. Sure. In the context of the movie, not all that crazy, but you come face to face with one, I fully believe they're capable of making it look awesome.
So I guess my next question then is what can we reasonably expect to see in this house? Because I don't feel like you can just go through the movie.
No.
Like I don't think you can do that here, because the movie I don't like you can do the library scene, you can do maybe the apartment scene with
temple. I think they're gonna do the Gozer temple. You know how it's like that big blinding light when the doors open and stuff like that.
So, oh yeah.
Well, that's going to be at the end of the house. That's going to be your final scenes. Are we going to get Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Are we going to?
We are 100%. 100%. We're getting him.
And how are we going to? So my question is how are so? The first thought I had is one, how are the ghosts going to look?
Yeah.
And my initial thought was that they're going to do, the scrim to do a lot of the ghost stuff. Wouldn't you think so? Like, and have them traveling down hallways like that.
I think we could see a little bit of what was that house? Legendary Truth was when they really honed in on their ghost techniques. I would like a mix of Legendary Truth meets Dead End, because Dead End did some ghosts really well and made them more aggressive than the scrim concept. But again, I don't know if that fits the theme of Ghostbusters, right? Will they put the serious tone on it?
I think you kind of have to. I think you kind of have to ramp it up just a little bit. Like they did so. I felt they did in Stranger Things that they actually put a little more than maybe what was in the actual show. They put a little more demon gore.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Well, you're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot more dogs. That's what you're gonna get. Get a lot of those.
Well, and I'll go back to Horror Nights, and you can watch the RPOV or the POV of this from Horror Nights Hollywood when they did This Is the End. And they really focused in on those demon dogs and all the trans. Now Hollywood's a little bit different animal out there.
Another movie that shouldn't have been a house. Go on.
Absolutely, it should not have been a house at all, and it was an amazing house.
Yep.
And they had those demons come out at you in all the transitions. Now they might do that in Hollywood for Ghostbusters too. I would, because they like that gimmick. They like those transition people. They did it with The Shining. They did it with This Is the End. They've done it in plenty of other ones. Orlando tries to stay away from that. So I do think you're going to see a lot of the dogs and Zool.
Yeah. Let me just read for everybody who doesn't know their description, because they're promising a lot, right? In this house, you'll be transported to the streets of New York as the rift between worlds open, releasing ghoulish spirits, hideous specters, and ectoplasm dripping phantoms. I can't speak right now. I'm going to stop right there. That right there opens it up for them to do whatever they want, right?
Yeah.
I don't see, again, like when you mentioned like this could be like the game.
It is the game.
It reminds me of the video game, what they said about the streets of New York, because you pretty much start in the video game on the streets of New York.
And they added characters there, and it looks like they have somehow. I honestly thought this was going to be one of those weird little loophole things, kind of like The Shining, where they didn't have rights to the original, but they had rights to a certain version of it, so they shoot it in, and that's what I feared was going to be how they got Ghostbusters was, we got it through the video game or something. It doesn't appear to be the case, because they're promising Slimer, Puffed Marshmallow Man, and more, and all the main characters. And I think you're going to get a mix of here's the fan service, right? Here's the moments and the scenes you want to see, but here's some surprises along the way.
So my next question then is, okay, how much of the Ghostbusters are we going to see? And because we have to see the proton packs at some point, right?
Oh yeah.
But
you have to see the proton packs in the Ecto one. You got to see all that stuff.
But my fear is that if you do you save it to the end, or do you sprinkle it throughout?
I think both work. Here's how I'm gonna go off track a little bit. I think we start, the only way I see this starting, Cabin in the Woods, correct me if I'm wrong, or Evil Dead. Maybe it was Evil Dead, was the only scene I remember walking through a soundstage house and not seeing the grand outdoor facade scene till halfway or later in the house. Because my big question is Marshmallow Man. He's in the main promo. If you walk into that soundstage and it opens up with him standing over you, I'm gonna be ecstatic. But that would cheapen the rest of the house. So where do you put him? How do you put him?
Well, he's gonna be at the end. Okay. So at the end of the movie, spoilers, I guess.
Wow.
From 84. Wow.
Give everybody a chance. Pause now.
So at the end of the movie, they're at the gate of Gozer, and they're fighting her. They shoot their photon packs at her. And you know, she does that backflip and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's when, you know, she kind of disappears and, you know, that becomes Stay Puft. I think you're going to get that whole thing. You're going to walk through that. You're going to walk through that scene when you see the Ghostbusters all there lighting up their proton packs.
Yeah.
And then as you walk through, you're going to see.
I think with Andy's point and what you just said, it'll be the end. I think they'll say
that. Yeah, it'll be the end. You'll see them at the end.
You'll see them at the end. I think it'll come together. But I think I literally, as soon as I saw this, think of Halloween, think of any of the easy trigger scares. Guy comes out with gun, right? I imagine throughout the house, a jump scare will be a Ghostbuster coming out to shoot something, right? I mean, that's their go-to move for that kind of stuff. I think you'll see at least a little bit of that throughout.
I cannot wait to hear some of those lines, those quotes. Those quotes are going to be great throughout the whole. It's going to be a fan service house. It's going to be awesome. The question is, how scary is it going to be? I went in pretty pessimistic about Stranger Things last year, and arguably annoyed this year that last year I was like, why season 1? It doesn't need to be a house. Season 2 has all the good content. So this year we got 2 and 3. I don't understand. I just finished season 3. I honestly would rather season 3 just be its own house. So you'll see a Ghostbuster in the beginning.
Yeah,
Peter's got to get slimed. Slimed.
They'll do the slime scene. I'm curious what the opening facade of this house is going to be.
Well, we have to enter over by the Ghostbuster facade already, right? Like that has to happen.
Yes.
And that's probably going to be your entranceway. It's probably going to be one of those sound stages back there. Would be my guess.
What's the first scene you walk into? Will we see it teased more throughout the line like they've been doing in years past with music, projectors, lights, you know, little touches here and there?
So I think there's one of two ways. One, do they recreate the firehouse as your facade?
Well, why would they need it? I mean, it's in the movie, but it's not the big. I mean, the only time it's a big moment is when all the ghosts get out of the container.
Which is weird because I think of it so much more iconic than that. But you're right; it's really not that present. But everybody knows the firehouse.
Yeah, it's kind of like, because if that's not your facade, then I don't actually know what it is.
In the car, no, you're right. I'm thinking Silent Hill, where you walked in and the cars to the right and the left, because we got to see the Batmobile. I forget the name of what's their car called. Yeah, that thing. You got to hear the siren. I think you maybe get the firehouse as an opening scene.
Or the other, and I don't know what your facade would be off of this.
Yeah.
Or you start off in the library like the movie does.
Yeah, like the movie does.
What about the hotel? Or the hotel?
Hotels. Yeah, no, that's true. Start off with all that.
Gets slimed.
Yeah.
No, I think if you're going to start off with the scene, I think you have to start off with the library, because that's an man. Could they rig the room to actually have the bookcases fall?
I mean, that would be awesome.
I want to see some books actually like stacked up.
Which again, like Dead End, the classic haunted house style stuff. Here's why I am interested in the facade. Last year, arguably, what was the other soundstage? Stranger Things. Scary Tales and Poltergeist had 2 of the most impressive opening facades I've ever seen at Horror Nights. Yes. And I just don't see them dropping that. I don't see them straying away from that. I mean, that was, just unbelievable wow factor. And
I think the wow factor you'll get in this house is the Gozer thing. That's the wow factor.
How do they do Marshmallow, though? They have to. What if they put him on a screen?
Oh God, no.
On a screen.
No.
So here's how
some water.
Here's how I think it has to happen. So I think we're not going to get a full size Marshmallow. I think we're going to get like the head, maybe part of the body, kind of like King Kong,
maybe
that concept.
Yeah.
And then you have to go into a room where they defeat him, and then the next room everything is marshmallows.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's realistic.
If they're gonna do a library scene, they have to have the cards flipping up. Can they do that?
Yeah.
Can I have the cards flipping up? That'd be sweet. I'm gonna fanboy the whole place. I'm just gonna walk through and just like, oh my god.
You know, but I the only other way that I think they can open it is if you open it through the logo and have a big giant logo.
That would be cool. That would
be like almost like, And you're gonna bash me for this probably, like a 3D house where you enter into the comic book, but that concept.
No, I loved that.
Yeah.
Some people bash you. Some people hated that. Yes.
Yeah. So like something like that where you actually enter through the logo and then then you can start wherever you want.
No, if we're really gonna tread on like territory here, I made that screen joke, but now that I think of it, I really liked the Stranger Things entrance with the black. They had the complete blacked out with the title projection, and you went under it, and as you were walking through, it was growing. Yes, it was literally just a screen with the logo and the music, but they're playing on the fan base here and the nostalgia. So
now hold on though. But did that open?
No,
did
it was
that
the second
open?
scene.
That was the second scene. So it's almost like a cold open where you get a scene.
Go in, and then it was beautiful. It really
and that's what I liked about it, because it made you feel like you're in the TV show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to want that for this movie though. I think I'd rather have it open.
I would love to walk in and just see Marshmallow standing there. That would be an impact.
If it's going to follow the movie, he'll be at the end.
And then the other question is, do you think will they add, fan fiction scenes where, we'll go through the actual firehouse and maybe get to see the containment unit and all that? Because that's really
you could see the containment unit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll probably show some of that.
Yeah,
maybe they'll have Peck over there trying to turn off the containment unit to release.
Because I don't want it to fall into the movie though. I don't want a retelling. But I don't want a retelling of the movie. That's where houses go bad, is when they try to retell the movie. And I don't think this is a house that you can do that with.
Except for Cabin in the Woods. That one worked exceptionally well. But that's how Poltergeist thrived last year.
It added all that extra layers of stuff. And arguably the best stuff was the underground stuff. And that's that's nowhere in the movie at all. So
I mean, honestly, I hope we go through this house and it's terrifying. I would love that. I don't know if it will be. I think it'll be big and spectacular, because that's what I wanted Stranger Things to do. It was scarier than I thought, but it was spectacle. It was cool. The sets, the detail. It wasn't terrifying. And I think Ghostbusters is going to go one of two ways. It's going to be a funny fan service, great atmosphere with some jump scares, or they're just going to do Poltergeist and just take us to a whole new level.
No, I think we're gonna. What you should expect is exactly what you got with Stranger Things last year. So that is what I think we're gonna get here.
Yeah, I do too. And again, I'm fine with that. It's still gonna be amazing. So
yeah,
all these people. No, I can't even use the words I want to use right now. Saying what they're saying it's just dumb.
They're crying out there, and I don't get it. I'm excited. This is one of the things I've wanted to see.
It's interesting. It's unique. It's one of the titles that you don't get very often.
This is the one, like I was saying in our group chat. This is popular. Like there's two popular houses now. There's Stranger Things and there's Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is huge. Like our popularity with Ghostbusters is insane.
It is.
I kind of question why was Stranger Things the first announcement? Why not go all in on this as your March announcement?
Well, because then we're getting into the territory of why were we so silent for so long? Were things, who knows?
Do you think they didn't get? You don't think they got the rights to it yet?
I think they had a battle. I think okay. Let's go. Let's go down that road. Almost every year they put up a house they haven't fully 100% signed off on, right? And we've seen it go awry. And it is weird it's this late. Stranger Things, I think, if you put them up, Stranger Things has a bigger pool. It's current. Yes, Ghostbusters massively popular. Right now, general public, the people not thinking about Halloween, only think of the girl Ghostbusters, right? They're not running over the original and wanting to see that. Stranger Things season 2 just came out this summer. Season 3. People, season 2 and 1 are some of the most highest viewed Netflix things ever. Lead with your strongest bet. And you had people last year, we talked about it, come to the event for the first time ever. The very first thing they see, to Andy's point yesterday, we're talking about, Ghostbusters is so late. How are people going to book their trip? I would argue Stranger Things is going to sway more people than Ghostbusters would. So get them early, give them time. Ghostbusters are the Doles, right? Dole was going to not go if it wasn't for Ghostbusters. I think that's a smaller percentage.
Well, and I disagree with you. I don't think this was a late inning call. I think this was booked well in advance, simply for the fact of you're gonna merchandise the hell out of this thing. There's gonna be T-shirts. There's gonna be tons of items all centered around Ghostbusters, and you can't just pull that together in the late moments here. So
I think it'll be Stranger Things more than Ghostbusters.
No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in
100% putting the bet down now. There will be more Not only will there be more Stranger Things, Stranger Things merch will pull in more. What sold out first last year? Stranger Things merch was gone so fast. They tried to
go on their website right now. It's pretty much Stranger Things.
It's still Stranger Things.
I think you're misguided if you think that. I think the Ghostbusters stuff is nostalgic. You're going to pull in that whole crowd. People who wanted Stranger Things stuff bought it all last year. There's not a whole lot more. They're gonna if you bought one shirt last year, I highly doubt you're gonna buy a season 2 shirt this year, unless you're a super fan.
But let's look at Horror Nights. You guys buy shirts every year.
Yeah, but they're not the same stuff. Like I bought an Alien versus Predator shirt, but if they redid the house, unless it was super cool, I'd buy another one. Like I'm not buying Freddy versus Jason stuff every year. I'm going to buy the show shirt, if you will. I think you're going to see Ghostbusters on the lanyard like you did with Stranger Things last year. I think Ghostbusters is your headliner right now going into this. I think Ghostbusters is going to dominate the merchandise there. It has to.
I don't. The only reason I disagree is because at this point, 50 million people have watched Stranger Things season 3. That is a ridiculous number in the media world. Okay.
No, I get that, but how many people have watched Ghostbusters over the years? More than 50 million.
When it came out, yeah, but how many people are actually watching it? Your nostalgia are the people of a certain age group. And I would love to see the demographics of Horror Night fans versus the Ghostbusters demographic.
And that's the thing is you look a lot around the lines, and I feel like the Stranger Things demographic are your teenage kids, your high school age, maybe college. And obviously you have it crosses all borders because it is 80s themed again. So you're going to pull in that older demographic.
We haven't seen enough of, in my opinion. They need to push that a little harder.
But I just feel like Ghostbusters, like it's new, it's different. I feel if you go all in on Stranger Things again, you're going to start getting the Walking Dead feel again. And
Walking Dead stuck around for 6 years for a reason and is a full-time haunt in Hollywood for a reason.
They're gonna beat this. They're gonna beat this until it's they're gonna beat into everybody. I mean,
but here's the question: do we get Ghostbusters 2020 at Halloween Horror Nights?
No.
Wow.
Ghostbusters 2.
No.
And Ghostbusters 2 is arguably somewhat better than the
I'll agree with that.
The first one's really good, but the second one has a lot more horror in it with the pink slime and what's his name, Vigo. Yeah, like that shit's scary. That's like actually.
I want the pink slime. I really do.
Russian guys are scary. Like, come on.
Did Alien when you pretty much went for Alien versus Predator one year?
That's how Andy became a Horror Nights regular.
Did it come back? It came back for the second.
Well, it came back in Hollywood.
It sucked.
Hollywood wasn't that bad. It was the same house, so it didn't matter. It's the same exact house.
Which argues the whole other psychology side of this, right? American Werewolf in London, where Paris was amazing, and then it came back and I was like, all right, that's good.
And I would argue that maybe the Hollywood house, I still think that the Orlando house was probably better overall, but the Hollywood house I think had told a better story too.
That's fair.
It was scarier than like there was some real frightening stuff in there, especially what they did with the smells was absolutely putrid. Because Hollywood really likes to amp up the smells. Orlando does it, but not to the level that Hollywood does. Hopefully we get that marshmallow smell.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So I guess we're at the point here. So we know it sold Dole a ticket, and really really,
how many other people? That's the question.
Yeah, and that's and then I think the last thing here is really, does this signal that people have been wondering this? We talked about this last year, Brian. Are we moving more? And this is why I think people are upset by Ghostbusters.
Oh, I totally forgot about where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am an idiot. Go on, please.
Like, is this signaling a more family-friendly event?
God.
Are we going to get other things in the future like Doctor Who? Doctor Who is heavily rumored for this year.
But I think that's a year. You want to talk about titles that'll draw year 30. If they can get it, if they can do it. I think, honestly, that's why Stranger Things was kind of combined this year to get that little bit more pinch out of it. Because by season 4, it will, I won't say stale, but it will be irregular, right?
Yeah.
And if Doctor Who lands, that arguably would have been bigger than Ghostbusters, right?
For me, no,
but not for you. But for the following, I see. Let's look at the Halloween Horror Night or Universal. They had a Doctor Who merchandise store in their park forever, and it sold great. Yeah. And that was the only thing that had reference to it. There is I won't say a large following, but the following is dedicated. It is a cult following. But no, somehow in the last 7 months of my life being in the chaos, I forgot my parting words last November, which is Halloween Horror Nights is rumored to be going family friendly. And then like Dory from Finding Nemo, totally forgot about it. And you're right, Ghostbusters is definitely that.
Now we got 2. We got Stranger Things that we said last year was kind of family friendly, maybe not so much, but Ghostbusters now especially, like, it's a kids thing. It was made. The movie was made for kids.
Yeah, I had all the toys as a kid. I had the little.
Yeah.
You push the thing and it pops up like you're catching the ghost, dude. I love that. I was 12.
Yeah. I had the whole set. Like I had the whole the Ghostbuster.
Well, and I mean, here
Ecto 1. I had all the figures.
Let me step back on myself a little bit. What was the main promo for season 2? Stranger Things.
It was the Ghostbusters stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the kids in the Ghostbusters costume.
And that went off on fire. So
well,
what if we get meta? Do we get Ghostbuster kids next door in the same soundstage?
And do a little cross promotion, do a little
They need to do a cross promo right now with the kids and the older coming to fight together. Yeah, dude. So that's a lot. We can do another show on that because I think it's changing. Because look, there's dark houses here too. Nightingale's is gory and dark. Yeah. We have some really kind of intense concepts on the other houses already announced, but they're not the marquee houses.
And I'm okay with moving. Like I feel like we've done the horror movies to death at this
29 point. 29 years, right?
and their original stuff has been really good lately. People are saying that their original stuff has been better than their IP stuff.
Always.
So we last year was like the Trick or Treat. Like we got the fan service crap up and down.
Yeah.
So this year I'm okay with stepping back a little bit.
Yeah.
We're getting the gory non-IPs. People love the non-IPs. We're getting that. The Gladiator house is going to have headless people all over the place. Like there's going to be blood and guts everywhere. So I think we can deal with Ghostbusters at the end of the day and maybe have a little fun,
I know, and that's what it's about. Like I miss the comedy houses. I really do. We strayed away from comedy houses, and they were something I look forward to every year.
So there's more IPs about to be announced, right? There's at least what?
We at least have 2 more or 1 more. I don't want to talk about what's rumored because we don't know anything yet, but let's just say all of us will be doing a show on the next 2 announcements, right?
Well, that's not even like a secret rumor. That's all.
It's not. Is it officially announced?
No, it's not officially announced,
so
but yeah.
I don't believe it until I see it. And that is such a large title and hasn't been announced yet because that's arguably it's the 3rd highest grossing film this year. That's ridiculous. It's another main title that other people are also complaining about, which I don't understand. We'll do a show.
Well, it's not Freddy and Jason, so apparently we have to complain about it.
Yeah, we can't.
It's not it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Look, let's look at year 20. the fear year in year 25. They said this is a transition and we're changing with the times. Year 30 will be the same. They'll throw back, they'll show you what they've done, and they're going to show you where they're going. And I think this year will be that exact thing. Let's open it up. Let's talk about Game of Thrones was almost a house this year.
Well, are you saying, Brian, that there is a chance that I can relive or at least experience that Jurassic Park house? Like, can we finally get some dinosaurs in the damn house?
Let me just be real clear. That's never going to happen again.
Or maybe a little Maximum Carnage return. Like, come on. But not Marvel. Not Marvel. They won't let it. They won't let it happen.
The glory days are over, and I would have loved that.
But you know what my moneymaker is? It's always been what has it been? Freaking Death Eaters. Like,
I was about to mention that. Why can't they do a Death Eater house?
Because J.K. Rowling. No,
they did it in Japan.
Overseas got it. Why can't we get it? It's not fair.
And Japan is getting a beautiful Area 51 house. I don't know if we're storming it, but hell, they're getting one.
That's the one we're storming.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that will wrap us up here this evening on Hauntoverse. As always, we've been had a great time here tonight. I'm, of course, Andrew Barchak from Chicago, Illinois.
Rob, go. Since you're the more important one here.
Yeah.
And I'm Rob Dole from Cleveland, Ohio.
And I'm Brian Bass from Nashville, Tennessee. This is the year. Halloween Horror Nights 29. All three of us are going, but not together.
Not together.
Not together.
Not together.
No,
we will not blow up the world. We will not blow up the world this year. Not this year.
You don't want that to happen. Year 30.
Maybe 30. Maybe 30. And if you can get Devin Olsen in a clown house, then I'm in.
It's going to happen. And maybe even Danny Miller will come.
Oh, stop.
Oh, too far. That would be
You had to go over the line, Brian. You had to go over the line.
We were just dancing on it, and you know me, so.
Scare on, Scare Warriors.